live. Alrighty, so we are live. Again, these videos are for Wi-Fi bread, and that's what we're doing here. So anybody that may be tuning in or catching this, whatever. So I wanted to go over this, over these results for campaigns, as far as for artists, streaming growth. And I'm not going to do the comparison just yet to Toned In. This is a campaign I set up on, and I don't have that column set up right yet, but this is a campaign that I set up, I believe, on like Thursday or Wednesday, and then I made some adjustments to it. So I want to just go over the results from yesterday as far as like, and again, this is for Wi-Fi bread, so it's not going to make sense. It's going to be like, if anybody again is popping into this is just me knocking out a couple of birds with one stone via Restream. I recommend this company tremendously because it helps to get your content. Like if you're running like how I'm doing, making a video, you can run it on, all of the different platforms. Like extremely powerful as far as just from a distribution standpoint. And then I also recommend Loom is some really good screen repair. Very, very nice, a very, very nice way to just, record real quick and to, for it to be ready to go live and ready to share like immediately. So nice little software there. Anywho, going this, I guess I'm just going to jump to where we were speaking about custom conversions, because that's what really matters in this, or what I'm really trying to show first. So when you create the custom conversions, as we did, you're able to, the benefit of that is being able to see when is being able to see out of your view content in the same way that we tagged this website. We tagged the landing page and connected everything in regards to the pixels and whatever, to where it's viewing, it's reading the view content. This is even crazier. I didn't even know it could do this. This is crazy. So out of the view content, you're able to see, all of the custom conversions that you ended up creating. So again, in the other videos, we went over, creating a custom conversion for Bandcamp, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, etc. Creating those by, connecting them, to the buttons on the landing page. And as you can see, out of the view content, we're able to see exactly where people went, which is just extremely helpful when it comes to, just seeing how, the view content, converted, number one. And then also just seeing, what may be, the most popular platform for your artist, or, if you're doing this on, some e-commerce, look, kind of the same thing you're able to see. So what is that, 10, 12, 13 out of 26. So half of the people that made it to the landing page actually went through. So that's like a 50% conversion. That's a nice little look. Out of those that made it to the landing page. And again, this landing page is the, I am using Toned In for the landing page, because I like how there's their software, or their, how they have their graphic or UI in regards to like their landing page, comparative to like Solo 2, which is another landing page that I'm using. Also, because on Toned-In, you can pixel up the landing page as well, with more than just the Facebook pixel, which on Solo, it's only the Facebook pixel. So, so let me squash this, because that's just going to be the pixel. So, and I'm gonna go again. Ooh. All right, so the next thing that I wanted to show in this, let's see here. So the next thing I wanted to show in this was, I guess as you can see, the view content is 10 cents. So that's, a nice look, but the CPC is 10 cents as well. Click-through rate is higher than it was before. Essentially, like I did a cost cap. I'm not sure if you can see it on this screen. Let me see. We brought the cost cap down to, so I had it at 10 cents, and I'll show you what that did. That was on the 14th. Why didn't it go to 14th? I don't know why it's not like the 13th. All right. All right. Because this was the day that I had it at 10 cents. So I had everything at 10 cents as far as these ad sets, as far as the cost cap. Cost cap meaning like was 70 people and one only spent 2 cents. So that's a way that if you want to, you're trying to be super cheap, and you don't mind, because again, 72 people is a lot of people per day, depending if you have like a new artist and you're just kind of gradually trying to get their numbers up. This may be a nice look. I mean, it's 2 cents. One view content came out of that, and it was for well, I mean, I guess the person didn't end up going to any of the whatever, but conversion rate, click-through rate was higher. I mean, again, because it was just 72 people, but I mean, also too, it's kind of nice, so you can see like 1 out of 72 people actually went through. 28 cents to get it to everybody. So again, not a bad look. So I did want to go over that. Okay, and so that was one thing I wanted to show for sure. Next thing up was yesterday. So this was yesterday, which is what I was looking at. And I hadn't even really looked at this data yet, as far as like the assets and where the people were coming from, etc. But on this day as well, I had it at 10 cents earlier on in the day. It wasn't moving very quickly. It was moving closer to how it was moving on the 14th. So I ended up boosting it up to 20 cents. It still wasn't really moving fast enough. And so then I moved it up to, because I wanted to see some more data, as far as like, where people would actually be going to. So I boosted it up to 60 cents as far as the cost control. So you can see that, again, with the view content, you can see just kind of where the people went, and then, the tiers. So the tiers I did get from Toned In. That was pretty much the only thing that I found pretty much useful in their situations, was them just having all the countries broken down. And then also seeing just how they outline their view content, like how they configured the campaigns. So anyway, you can see like the click-through rate, fans doing better. That's typically what you would expect. But I mean, also too, is like only one person. They didn't really serve a lot to the fans or whatever. So excuse me, y'all. Hello. Uh-huh. Okay, let me walk right. Are you oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I will do that. Thank you. All right, excuse me, y'all. Had to get, some breakfast. Let me make sure. Fam asked for 5. Definitely gonna do that. It's rough out here. We used to be Ubering, door dashing. Now we doing this shit. So let me make sure I do that. 5 stars. And I don't know about the food from the place, but we gonna get him. Good communication, friendly, followed instructions. That's what we talking about. Reading, it's a critical skill. All right, so the next thing, yeah, I was just kind of going over this. I guess the click-through rate. So again, kind of need more data to kind of be able to see, but again, that's why I boosted it. So I had the cost controls at 10 cents, moved it up to 20 cents because it was acting like it was on the 14th, meaning that it wasn't really serving to. Moved it up to 60 cents because I wanted to get more data for the day. I wanted to reach at least this amount of people, so I could see. My goal was about 5,000 people on the day that it would reach, so that I could see, this ratio. Like I want to see, you know, how many people we can pull in to the landing page, you know. And then as we can see on the landing page is converting at 50%. So again, this is how I would say you can grab an audience. You don't need a label or anything like that. Go on the independent route. So you just build your own audience. You don't have to be messing with nobody. You can just do your thing. Also, the next thing I wanted to show is the cost. So you can see only $2 spent to reach, you know, 3,400 people. Again, that's where it just goes to the music. Like, how good is the music? How good is the creative, et cetera, et cetera. And again, if this is what you do, as far as an artist or your artist, your label, or even your product, as far as your brand, if you're doing e-commerce, then it just becomes, you know, this kind of a game. So again, that's why I boosted the cost per cap. You know, once I get a kind of a good flow, I'm probably definitely going to drop it down, you know, probably to 10 cents, 20 cents. And then my expectation would be on people sharing, people searching. You know, this is, I only want to be, I don't even like Facebook like that. So I only want to be really using this platform really just to give, you know, things a boost and not to really be dependent on this system. You know what I'm saying? Because they can do anything, as we have been seeing all through 20 and, you know, if you know, you know. So moving on. Next thing I wanted to talk about was the unique click-through rate. You can kind of see, again, there's not enough data on the fans, but you can see the tier 1, tier 2, with tier 1 kind of creeping up to 1% at a minimum. So that would be nice to see. But right now it is under that. But, you know, again, to me, I want to see it at least over 1%. So again, that just goes again to the creative and the music being what it needs to be. So I'm gonna cancel that, because then I'm gonna go over how we retarget, etc. All right. So, oh shit. I think I'm on the wrong. Yeah, I didn't mean to be on that, but fuck it, whatever. Okay, so the next thing. Oh, well, we are not recording. Let us record. All right, bet. So, okay, so we are back. All right, so one of the other points that I wanted to make on this, which is pretty, this is kind of like a really, really big gem, big secret. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's really not a secret to marketers, but this is everything. So the biggest thing I'm gonna just let y'all know is that you want to make a video, like you want just videos, like you don't need to be making really any other type of creative, because videos are what is going to be the most beneficial to you from a data extraction standpoint, because you're able to break it down, or Facebook has, and pretty much all of the platforms have this ability, this metric to where they can see how far somebody has watched the video through. So this is very helpful for when you go to retarget and knowing like who and how well maybe your music is doing. Because again, if you're doing like for an artist or for yourself, if you're an artist, this still applies to like e-commerce and especially to films if you're marketing like a film. But if you have a video creative and the person has watched all the way through, all the way to the end of the video, obviously they're very interested and they enjoy the creative, the music, they enjoy the visual, they enjoy something about the creative, and it has kept their interest, obviously. So you can also see like the people that it did not catch their interest. So you see what I'm saying? So this is very helpful because what you can do is you can build a retargeting campaign based off of everybody that has watched your video all the way through. So once this number hits, the golden number in Facebook is 1,000. So once this number has hit 1,000 people that have watched your video all the way through, then you have a very, very, you have a very powerful situation now. And so you can now retarget your people that have only watched it all the way through. So that would be like, obviously, like not like super fans, but like people that are, again, seriously interested. So then you would take that, is this today? No. Okay. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. 37. Yeah. So then you would take that. Once it hits 1,000, you would create the ad set in your events in your audiences. And again, we'll make a video going over that. But just for this video, what you would do, you would take this, you would make a audience based off of the video, this video that's currently going, this ad, phone call here, you would make it based off of this video. Everybody that's watched it 100% all the way through. You would then make a new campaign, or you could switch it out. You could switch out these ad sets, and then you could add that audience in, and then you could just start targeting to everybody that's watched it 100%. Because obviously these people are the most interested people comparative to, the people at 25 and 50%. Like I only want to focus on, the 100%, the people that are super interested, especially since you have that data at your disposal. You don't have to focus on people that don't rock with your music, that don't rock with your brand, that don't rock with your product. You know what I'm saying? You can go after just the people, that did 100%. And then also too, I use the 95%, but if this number ends up hitting, we're pretty much going to go 100, just so we don't even have, you know what I'm saying? Also too, once you have it at 1,000, then you can build a lookalike audience based off of the 1,000. And that's why you want to get about 1,000, because once you get, again, 1,000 people at this 100% mark, then you have a very potent, a very targeted, highly targeted lookalike audience of people that are 100% based off of people that already viewed your content at 100%. So that is a big gem for retargeting purposes. The same concept, the same theory works on all other platforms. So like Snapchat, YouTube, I haven't really messed with Twitter, but I would imagine on Twitter it would be even more, probably potent, for lack of words, simply because people really seem to hang out on Twitter. So, yeah, I think that's all that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to share this because it was there. Let me clear this out. Okay, so now we are going to move on to the very last thing, which I think is today, because okay, so now it's 10. It's 10 o'clock. So it's been 2 hours. All right. Okay, so that is the last, or this should be the last video. I'm gonna also point out, again, the amount spent, because that's a big thing amongst, especially if you are like, an independent artist, if you're a small brand, a startup, if you are, coming from a certain entry point into this matrix, if you were, a castaway, etc., wherever you came from, however you're moving. I want to really point out that marketing doesn't have to cost a lot. You just have to really know what you're doing. And hence, that's why we have Wi-Fi bread and why we're doing these videos, to help really stress that point forward. It's all about your mindset. Once you get your mindset right, and then you apply yourself and you learn it, then you can move on and you can do your shit. So I want to point out that it only cost $2.72 to reach 3,400 people, which even this we could get lower. And, out of that, we got 26 view contents. With this being a music campaign, this is more helpful than, if it were, an e-commerce, right? Because, that's why I recommend, do music. It's a more lucrative business model, because once the people actually go to Bandcamp, once they go to YouTube, we're getting paid off of that. We're getting paid off of YouTube. We're getting paid off of Apple Music. We're getting paid off of Spotify. You know what I'm saying? We're getting paid off of, if you have ads on your landing page, which is a way, there's a way you could set that up. You could also do content lockers and stuff like that. We're getting paid over here comparative to if you were doing e-commerce. Okay, they landed on the landing page, and I'll again show videos of that as well, because we have, a few, drop shipping models, businesses we could, use as, tutorials. But E-commerce is a lot more difficult because again, if these 26 people may not all purchase, and I could just show that with, I mean, if you do e-commerce, you understand that. So with music, it's again a lot more lucrative because we got paid off of these 2 people going to YouTube. We got paid off of this Apple Music. We got paid off of this Spotify. And again, if we're able to get the cost down, to where we want it, if we get a better conversion rate for what we're spending, again, it's just a lucrative thing. So that's why I wanted to point out that it did not cost that much to do this. I still think that this $2 is pretty high, but this was on January 15th. This is the total amount that was spent all day for, getting, 26 people over. So that's not bad. 26 people, that's, fans, for a lifetime, potentially with music, right? Cool. So that's the point I wanted to make on that. And I'm gonna pause that. Oh, what was that? 272. All right, so we'll come back here. I believe this will be the last. All right, so now I wanted to show the campaign running today. Update this and I'm gonna move this to today. All right, so this is where we're at. So already today it's 10:23 and we have 21 view contents for $2 spent. Again, like I was saying yesterday, I felt like the $2 is a little high. I kind of want to be more closer to about $1 spent. Just personally, that's just kind of where I want to be. And again, I want a better conversion rate here. You know what I'm saying? 21 to 4,000. I want that to be raising that. So that would tell me maybe the ad that I have running, it's not really good, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie. It's something I kind of threw together. And it's not even my face in it. Something I wanted to mention as well. So you don't have to put your face on these things while you're kind of building up your data, as far as like, you know what I'm saying? Again, this is some real ass. This is how you build a business. Like, I'm very casual, very calm, very chill, but I'm really trying to, I mean, and if you're in the program, then I mean, I guess it's just simple to me, kind of like how I had a mentor that I was watching. He trades, and he was just like, Forex, and it's just like, he's like, this is just kind of easy to me. So, it feels like a video game to me. So that's how this kind of feels like to me. So excuse me if I'm a bit monotone. This is the only way that I can really break it down and just give back. So, it's just pretty simple. So, I mean, today, again, this is the view content. We already went over how to set up the custom conversions. I didn't know that you could hover over it, but so now I'm hovering over it and I can see. So we got Apple Music. Actually, this will be the second to last video because I'm going to show what it looks like in Spotify as well. We just knocking these videos out. You feel me? Like, that's why I highly recommend Loom. This is some, it's just very, very much helping with the flow of getting work done. So anywho, Apple Music can see one person went there. Spotify can see 12 people went there, and 21 people just went to the website. Now, something that they wanted to, and I do remember this from e-commerce, is that when you have a lot of buttons on the landing page, that may cause issues. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the conversion rate, because right now we're sitting at 13. It's still pretty much half and half, or actually that's more than half. Excuse me, because they kind of took me out of math class. So let me do this real quick. 13 divided by 21. What we got? That's a 61% conversion rate. So I'm happy about the landing page. What that's showing me is that the people that are going through, they going all the way through. So I love that, and that's great. But we still want this ratio here to be better, because if we can make this ratio better here, then this $2 is even, it's more worth it. You know what I'm saying? So, but even $2 again. So if the conversion rate can be like 1,000, you feel what I'm saying? Again, that comes down to the music, making better music and having better creatives, etc. So wanted to point that out. So this is today, and this is as of 10:30. So 21 view contents. It was at 8 this morning. There wasn't nothing here. So within 2 hours, 21 view content. So about 10 views an hour. Still sitting at about 10 cents per view content. Unique clicks, 21. So we know that's 21 people. Also, too, again, the biggest thing about having custom conversions is that you're able to verify that, you're not getting bots, that these aren't bots and stuff like that. That the people landing the results and the link clicks, you're able to see that these are real people. So I wanted to make that point because, a lot of people are concerned about bots and things of that nature. And, that's how you get around it. So, we would like to see, again, obviously all of these be higher on the click-through rate. But again, we are building up. So you see you see what I'm saying? So again, the beautiful thing about marketing is that you don't have to focus on these 200 people. You can just focus on these 32 people and be, wait for this to get to 1,000. And I think within the next day or so, we should have hit that. And then again, you can see that. So that's what it looks like. And then the cost per Spotify is even cheaper. And again, this is without toned in and based off of whatever. So we can see it's coming from tier 2, tier 3, one person from over there, 59 cents. We got 9 cents, 24 cents. Looks like the click-through rate is definitely better. Again, it's over 1%, which is nice on the fans. The tier 1 and tier 2 is kind of like expansion. This is strictly just locations over here. And then we can see the per view content results here. 10 is beautiful for tier 1 because that's like America and all the tier 1 countries. Tier 2, not bad. And then we got 29, which would make sense because that's like strictly Americans mostly. And that's my people, so that's the other thing too. It's like, you got to know what you're doing, because it's not just going to be enough just to have your own people, your own, your own list of people. Let me show that real quick to show what I mean. When you get in here, you see these are my people. You feel me? Oh, and I think too, it's not really delivering to them because my cost cap, they want the cost cap higher, which again is just my point. You're not not gonna get, these are my people, these are my Instagram engagers, all that. Again, sitting at 21,000 as far as the people. It actually is at 60. So yeah, they're gonna try to charge you like an arm and a leg in a way to reach your people. So that's why you really got to know what you're doing so you can get cheaper stuff, because that 29-cent mark may be the cheapest I can get for my own people to come back, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So anywho, but also the conversion rate. What else here? So you can kind of see where. All right, so this is a better conversion rate on the tier 2. Was that like 4? It's cool. That makes sense for tier 1. And that's a 1 out of 2, so that's a 50%. So again, on the landing page, once they get there, that's good. And again, the great thing about this is you can then also use these view contents, and you can run a conversion campaign for just, the people that will view your content. So very, very powerful stuff as far as the custom conversions. That is what makes Facebook so powerful. That is pretty much why there are so many wars, so much genocide, so much finesse, so much manipulation going on because of these custom conversions. Once you are in somebody's system, you are truly in their system, and they can retarget you and continue to do whatever they pretty much want to do when you're connected. So it's something to be mindful about when you are on the internet, and being mindful of what you are clicking on, because literally what you click on is, so I just want to stress that. I want to stress just understanding everything from all angles, and not just from a money angle, not just from a reach angle, not just from a clout angle, not just from, a business angle. It's, it's a lot to consider. So I just need to be mindful. But anyway, so that is what it looks like when you are looking at it kind of live and you're analyzing the data. If I wanted to make adjustments, where are we sitting at? It's at $2, right? On the day. I mean, that's pretty much what I have it set up to do every day. Oh, actually, let's see. So I have this at $1. I don't know why the ads are off. But I don't even know if I want to do tier 3. $1. So it looks like this campaign has about $2 more to spend on the day. I guess these guys, these guys are pretty much done here. So it should spend the remaining amount with the fans. It's at 58 cents so far. So again, it's not bad. And this is the cost %. So yeah, it's cheaper on that, but not too bad for the tier 1. 42 cents to reach 1,000 people. That's not bad at all with the 10-cent view content. It's not bad. So that's how you read it live. And once you've got a nice little system going for yourself, then it's just really feeding the beast, so to speak. And then there you got it. But again, you don't really want to rely on this. Again, my idea is that use this as a booster. The people get to your music, and then, you keep the cost low, so you're not, already getting used to spending a lot to get, or whatever, to get people to you. These people then share it, and then it's just an exponential kind of a growth. So wanted to definitely share this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and verify, even for myself, to see what the streams are looking like on Spotify for the day. So we just going to keep knocking these videos out, because all this is going into a library anyway. So we're going to go see if the 12 people that it says that made it to Spotify actually made it to Spotify. I'm about to go look at that. And we were what? Looking at the assets. Hold up, y'all. I need some Carmack. All right. Yeah. All right. Actually, let me. Alrighty, let's move on forward. Okie dokie. So I'm gonna refresh this just to see if we've had any changes. All right, we're still sitting at 21 view contents, 12 Spotify, 1 Apple Music. So I'm gonna go to Spotify. I'm gonna refresh the screen. And so let me see if they do it by day. Okay. So I am new to Spotify. All right. I have not really listened to anybody's music in over like 3 years. So I was trying to figure out how I could understand pitch and a lot of different things. So I don't know how Spotify's tracking works, how fast it is, how accurate. I don't know anything. I haven't even really done any research. So, you know what I'm saying? So this is new to me. And so I'm not very sure. So this is going to be, you know what I mean? Again, this is just going to be a video of us doing a comparison on the data, okay? On what Facebook is giving us and what Spotify is telling us. Which again is why I continue to stress why you want to have custom conversions set up, why you want to be using third-party tracking. It used to be like, especially 2018, y'all, a lot has been going on behind these scenes. So Google, Facebook, and these platforms would not allow redirect links. They would not allow tracking links. There was a lot of stuff that they would not allow that now all of a sudden they are allowing or have allowed. So for example, like Pixelfy, which we've gone over several times, that was a software, again, retargeting, essentially having a link which wraps another link, which then has pixels attached to that link. All of that software, all of that was not allowed and would get you banned from these platforms. So the reason why I go so hard, the reason why I may be a bit monotone a lot, is because there's a lot that these that have just been going down and almost like the shadows. I mean, you know, it really is kind of like the wild, wild west. So, you know, and I'm saying that for the Wi-Fi bread video, because again, this is like going to be like my own, like this is on my own website. Because again, you're having to move to that, to where it's like, you can't really just have your stuff on YouTube or some of these other platforms, because they may take your stuff down. So this is like for my own website, my own vault of information to like give to people. So that's, I'm trying to drop information. So that's, you know, in saying that, you got to understand that these platforms, they change the rules all the time. Everything is changing, and then they won't tell you, or they'll expect for you to know it because they're expecting for you to be reading their newsletters that they're sending out on privacy or on terms of service, et cetera, et cetera. So it's very important that you stay on top of just what is going on, you know, in regards to these platforms, you know, as they become, you know, bigger and more major players. The world truly is moving in a certain direction. So it's very, very important to know, because otherwise they will ban your stuff, or like they'll block you. For example, like you know, I was an influencer. I am, quote unquote, an influencer, or whatever the fuck these niggas want to call it. But we were, you know, admitted into the Amazon influencer program with the storefront, you know, how they get people, et cetera, et cetera. Mark Cuban has one, a whole bunch of people have one. We were removed out of that program because of direct marketing, the link. So, you know, using paid traffic and driving it straight to the affiliate link. We didn't understand that that was against their terms of service as far as Amazon is concerned. And so they just no longer, I just cannot get into the program, even though they send me emails like monthly about their influencer program, and for whatever reason refuse to take me out of it. That is the type of information that you need to be knowing. You got to know the rules, because again, that's a huge form of income that we're missing out on because I simply, and again, I didn't even know what affiliate marketing was at that time. So I was very, very brand new to a lot of things. And the way that my mind works is like, oh, well, obviously do this. You know, being younger, 2018, 2017, not really knowing, you know, again, you gotta read. You gotta read. You just gotta read. So I wanted to just stress that. But also comparing that and explaining why all of those tracking links and all of, you know, because even in another situation, getting removed from, or not even getting removed, but, you know, an ad being turned, ads being turned down because of like, oh, you have a third party tracking link in your ad. You know what I'm saying? And it being like, well, I need this third party tracking link so I can verify that you guys, you know, these advertising platforms are not ripping me off on my ad spend, right? Again, that is the type of, that's why I'm talking like this and it's trying to explain, you know, the obvious correlation. Like it's hypocritical, you know. And then we could get into automation and how platforms would allow automation, and then all of a sudden they go, they go make their company public, and all of a sudden now you're being criminalized and penalized for using automation when they told you could do it. It was in their terms of service, and it's just crazy. So these platforms are really out here wilding, and it's millennials. And you just got to be aware. So anyway, so we're going to go to this. So this is the last 24 hours. And as we can see on here, this is since today. And this is for the song Phone Call. So it's been 12 conversions on that. Those conversions means that when they hit the landing page, they then were taken straight to, they hit the landing page and then they clicked on Spotify, and then they were taken to Spotify. You see what I'm saying? So out of that, this is what we got here. So again, I don't know how fast, Spotify moves as far as their like reporting goes. I don't know all of that, but I'll just say at least within the last 7 days, because it was saying 9 and 2. This is the numbers so far. And so let me do like the last 7 days off of here to also again reiterate why you want to have conversion tracking and stuff like that. And then even too, sometimes you may want to download your reports because it's all about your ad spend and you don't want to spend money on bots and stuff. So this is also explaining like how to avoid and how to verify your ad spend. And that's probably what I'm going to title this video, how to verify your ad spend and the hypocritical games that these platforms play, and why a lot of, maybe your favorite influencer, if you're a favorite influencer or whatever, is speaking out and speaking about censorship and some of these other things. This may be why, I'm trying to explain, like, this is a whole other side of the game that people don't see. Because, and it's cool. Like, not every, a lot of people are not marketers like that, but this is part of the games. So anywho, we're about to show like over the last 7 days. And so we got 32 view content. And so we got 13 phone call. And this is over the last 7 days. So actually, when you look at this, these numbers actually look not too bad, But then again, not necessarily, because this is saying only 4. So, and they're not giving us a definition for the listeners. So streams, I would imagine, are coming from the listeners, and that's only been 4 listeners out of the ads saying 13 people click through to Spotify. So, and when you look at the unique clicks, that's 33 people, 32 view content. Out of that, that's 13 that went to Spotify. You come to Spotify, you only see 4 listeners. And then 11 streams. And the thing is, again, is that there are such things as bots and automation. You know what I'm saying? So that's also what this video is about, is the back and forth. And that's why you have to be able to read your data and have to be able to assess. Data, paints a picture. You know what I'm saying? So either I would need to go through and see what would constitute, a listener. As far as going through the landing page and clicking through it and seeing okay, does it actually play the song? Does it just land on the page and then they got to click on the song? Are we on different devices? Are different devices working differently? That's how you start to really get in there and dig deep on it. And then see here, you can kind of see where the streams are coming from and where the people are coming from. And this is the last 7 days, or last 28 days. Boom. So, anywho, that's how you analyze your data. And that's how you look at it. So, boom, boom. There was something else I was going to say real quick. And, I may want to turn off the tier 2. That's what I was thinking. Because I don't necessarily know if I want those countries. But just real quick, this is what tier 2 looks like. Boom. And this is what tier 1 is looking like. Well, actually, wow, these are actually the same. I actually I think these are the same. Yeah, these are the same. I gotta fix these. I gotta fix these too. Oh, they're all the same. All right, well, I'm gonna have to fix those. Then that's why. Yeah, I gotta fix that. Ooh. But that's also too, that goes into analyzing your data and how you can correct it and change it. So then that kind of makes sense, because it was like, well, why is there not really any other US? Yeah, because out of here it's only 2. So yeah, I need to fix that, because these both are like tier 2, meaning that we could then kill this one because this one is performing better. You see what I'm saying? It's cheaper on the view content, and then the cost to reach 1,000 people is whatever. So then we'll just turn that off. Boop. And then I'll have to go through and adjust that. So that's how you compare it back to back. So, and then like I kind of just did is going back through and just kind of breaking it down and being like, okay, well, if it says 13, how does that work? It's only saying 4, but it's 11 streams though. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, because that's the last, right? 13. Because again, I'm new to all this as far as like Spotify's reporting system. I'm not really, I've never, this is like my first time looking at it. So 13, 11, 4 listeners. I see the countries, right? Which are the same countries on the tier 2. And then you see 8 streams from that, 1. And then, okay, this is interesting too, because you see it's different cities. It's at least 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not really sure how far Angra is from Rio. Because what this would suggest is that it's 1, 2, 3, 4 people, right? Which is what they gave us as far as the listeners, which is 4 people. So yeah, so what I would then assume is that then possibly when it's landing, when it's going on the landing page, then when it's getting here, that they're having to, I guess, click on the song. I guess it's not playing immediately. And so that's something there's a way in which we're trying to get this to play immediately to get the streams. Because I don't want them to have to, because then that's a lot of clicks. You see what I'm saying? That's a click on the ad, number 1. That's a click on the Spotify. So now that's 2 clicks. So if they then have to make a 3rd click, that's a lot. You feel what I'm saying? So we want to try to keep it down to 2 clicks. And this number being 13, with it being 4 listeners, and then being able to kind of verify that with just within Spotify's situation, 1, 2, 3, 4, just based off of the cities. You feel what I'm saying? That matching up, and then coming from the profile catalog, you know, again, I'm not sure if it's delayed, but I'm gonna assume that it's, so. And especially like the people today. So they may be having to make 3 clicks. That's a lot. We're going to try to maybe rearrange the button link to where it'll play through. But anyway, that would be more testing. So that's what that helps for, or that's a part of the analysis, is being able to break all that down and figure all that out. Okay, and I'm gonna close this, and that is it for these. All right, and yeah, I think that's it. Wow, we're out of here.